Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got a question in here from George Fichtinger. I hope I'm saying that right, George. He says, for a pure beginner, 60% video and 40% photography. So that's a point to note. That's an interesting point, is that he's noting heavier weighting on the video as opposed to the photography. A lot of people are the other way. Panasonic G7 or Canon 70D. He says, need help. Smiley face. George, that is a very good question, and I like both these cameras for essentially different reasons. I really like the G7. I wish it had dual pixel AF. I really like the 70D. I wish it had 4K. Conversely, I wish the 80D had 4K when it came out. It should have. So, to me, I'm in this situation right now because I have a G7 and I love it, and I shoot a lot. What you're seeing right now is shot on a G7. I shoot a lot of my stuff on a G7. However, I have situational requirements where the 70D and the 80D's dual pixel AF is advantageous and I need it. Vlogging, a lot of vloggers like to do that. I like it for that. But for me, I have some projects I want to do where I'm going to be behind and in front of the camera, and it makes it so you can be a one-man show because the camera will focus on you very nicely with the 70D. The G7 doesn't really do that. You have to work around it. It's not quite good enough. It's certainly not as good as the 70D or the 80D. So, but then it doesn't have 4K, which to me is a big letdown. So you got to juggle these things. Can you work around not having the dual pixel AF? Then the G7's your guy because it's better video, just hands down. Beautiful, detailed 4K video. Do you really need the dual pixel AF and you can't work around not having it? Well then, you kind of need to go 70D and work around not having 4K, which basically means you're going to be stuck with 1080 and you're just going to have to deal with not having 4K. So that's, to me, is the two clinchers there. For value, it's very hard to beat the G7, but it does not have dual pixel AF, which there are video situations where dual pixel AF, especially for me, just my own situation, is important and is required. So I think I'm going to end up picking up a 70D or an 80D. You got to weigh those things. The G7 doesn't have the dual pixel AF, but it's got pretty much everything else, and it's got the best of the best for 4K video pretty much. For the price, it's a great value. The 70D's got your dual pixel AF. How much do you need that? What do you guys think? These are the two deciding factors for me between those cameras. Is there something else you think that he should be looking at that's a deciding factor as well? Because to me, it really distills down to those two things. But let me know in the comments below. What do you think? What are your deciding factors that may be different than what I've stated? Thanks for your question, George. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.